While states like North Carolina and Kentucky dominate tobacco production, Georgia has a stake of its own with around 60 growers generating nearly $38 million annually, although that number will be significantly lower this year, no thanks to Hurricane Debbie. As our ranger Nick discovered before Debbie hit, despite its small presence, tobacco remains vital to about 20 counties in South Georgia.
Holding a juvenile Juro spider. Until next time, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ranger Nick, reminding you, like I always do, that enthusiasm is contagious. Well, you're looking high above a beautiful tobacco field in Willacoochee, Georgia, and I find myself today walking down this row of beautiful tobacco plants, and I stumble upon a friend and colleague, Dr. J. Michael Moore, of all people, to find... Dr. Moore is a professor and extension agronomist with UGA Extension and an expert world-renowned on tobacco. And Doc, joining me out here in this field today, I can't thank you enough. Let's just say I'm a rookie tobacco farmer. I'm a rookie in a lot of different arenas, and today a rookie tobacco farmer. What are some of the things you might help me identify in this field that might be good and not so good if you were invited to my farm to look around?
Well, let me first say that the farmer has done a lot of things right in this field. The color is very good. It's a very nice green color, causing full leaf extension and growth of more than 20 leaves per plant before the flowers are removed. So each of those leaves then will go into making a very high quality bale of tobacco for sale. But there are a few problems. This particular plant is suffering from the effects of a fungus, black shank. It's an oomycete. Most novices call it a fungus. It resides in the soil. It attacks the roots of the plant, and once it's inside the plant, it stops up the vascular system. No more water, no more nutrients going to the top of the plant. You see how it's smaller? You see how it's beginning to cut off the water and nutrients from the bottom up. So that plant then begins to wilt, to burn, to yellow and dry as it goes up the stalk and as it dries out. We're fortunate that we have varieties that are resistant to black shank disease. We're fortunate that we have 3 different fungicides that we can use to control the fungus in the soil, whether we have resistance in the plant or not. But I like to get it all together. Let's have the high resistance in the most recent releases that work best here in Georgia, high resistance to black shank, and an application of Orondis in the transplant water.
That's that fungicide?
That's a fungicide all around the roots as you place the seedling in the soil.
Right.
And then we begin to cultivate on basically a weekly basis. We'll come through and begin to build this bed and support this plant by moving soil to the top of the bed.
Well, I've been told many times in my life, Nick, get in line. And what you're looking at there is a row of tobacco plants that are in line. Now, the next thing that you're looking at is a row of tobacco plants that are not in line, and they need to get in line, Dr. Moore, right? Get in line. Dr. Moore, why does that concern you? Why are those plants not being in that nice line is a concern?
Those plants that are out of line cause us serious problems as we mechanically harvest this tobacco crop. It's important that all the plants be standing upright and in line so that the machine passes through them without damaging the plant further. Sometimes if they're out of line, not only does it cut off the leaves, but it cuts the stalk in two. And we're not interested in taking the stalk from the field, curing it, and trying to offer it for sale. That's not what we want. We want the leaves.
Now, as I'm looking at y'all, I'm looking at these beautiful flowers, and a wise person told me these are not so great to have on the plant, and you would do away with them. Why is that?
There's no market for the seed that would be coming from the flowers in a conventionally crossed crop. So that flower sucks moisture and nutrients away from the upper leaves that we like to have nice and thick and as long as your arm. So we'll remove that flower, and then we'll remove the suckers that grow at each of the top 3 or 4 leaf positions.
Up here.
We'll physically remove them, and then we'll chemically control them for a long term, 7 to 8 weeks, so that we can grow bigger, nicer leaves, more marketable leaves, and then take them to market without those small suckers pulling nutrients and water away from the leaf.
Okay, so what you're looking at there is the harvester that's going to take those tobacco leaves from the field and get it closer to you, the consumer. This machine, this harvester, is going to take the tobacco plant, our model here, run between it and push all the leaves from the top to the bottom onto a conveyor belt. The conveyor belt's going to move the leaves up and stack those leaves kind of like lasagna of all those tobacco leaves, and then those leaves are going to be dried. And in this barn is where the drying process occurs. And Dr. Moore, what is happening with those leaves that are in the form of a piece of lasagna once they get in here?
Yeah, that lasagna that was built horizontally had pins placed in it. Now it's vertical, and the leaves are upright, but they're held in place by the pins, and the air, heated air, can be passed between each leaf to dry it over a course of a 7-day period. Increasing heat all the time, but steadily forcing air through that box, blowing out the humid air and drying the leaf further.
So how long from seed to pack are we talking before it's used?
Yeah, it's something close to 3.5 years is ideal by most blenders' recipes. Sometimes it's a little quicker depending on what the interest rate is on storing that inventory.
So interesting. Dr. Moore, I can't thank you enough for today. I've just learned an incredible amount, and you are the guy. This is the guy if you want to learn more about tobacco. Thank you so much. Well, before we leave you, I want to encourage you to go online and learn more about what UGA Extension is doing to help growers like those tobacco farmers here in Georgia. And while you're online, check out the Ranger Nick Facebook page and the Farm Monitor Facebook page. And until next time, as we always say, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ranger Nick, reminding you that enthusiasm is contagious. So pass it on. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right back here again this time next month. See ya. Holding a juvenile Juro spider. Until next time, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ranger Nick, reminding you like I always do, that enthusiasm is contagious.